Hey, what up, guys? It's Sick, and we're gonna do the Crusaders again. So we did it yesterday. It was a bit sloppy in the first round. Second round was super smooth. No deaths, easy peasy. So we're gonna see if we can replicate that again. There's a couple things that are important. I found out that holding burns to third and fourth guy seems to help out quite a bit, because that's when you really start taking a bunch of damage. You also want to be careful with your healer. If your healer is in front of the dragons, they're going to get frontal coned and all sorts of bullshit and get just super roasted. If you're using the chat with this name class plugins like I am, and you have your healer in chase mode, that's a hard-coded chase value of 25 for right now, and there's no way to adjust that. So you're going to either want to go in manual mode or vorpal mode, something that's not, or assist mode, not in front of the dragon, and then or turn on use melee, so your dude just behind. The other thing too is dragons rampage. So rampage is the thing where it's like the second person on the threat list gets hit with all sorts of bullshit and big damage. So ideally you want that on not your healer, because if your healer dies, you're kind of screwed. Like if my healer dies, I'm pretty much screwed. You can't fellowship back in the mission, which is really stupid since it allows you to place a fellowship, but you can't fellowship back in. So you really don't want your healer getting rampaged. If they do, you're gonna have to suck it up, or maybe start over again if your healer dies. So let's give this a try. I'm not gonna do anything specific as far as trying to not get my healer to not be rampaged. But that may be something that we have to adjust to later. I may have gotten lucky yesterday. It was like the smoothest run ever. So I keep getting a bunch of questions about gear and such. My tank has TOV tier 3 gear. I have chase, boots, gloves, and shoulders, and the Ralos ear. These are just the group versions. I don't have any raid gear at all. My augs are half decent. They are not super maxed. If we go equipped, slot 5, and we go stat, H-Dex, find items, you see I still have a bunch of TBL augs. I'm still missing a bunch of, TOV stuff. Now my tank is always my best geared dude, so you can extrapolate this going down to where I have super trashed a bunch of my other dudes. I keep getting the comment that like, oh, you're probably uber geared, that's probably why you do this, and you win. That's not, my dudes are not uber geared, they are just group geared. Yesterday when I came through here, I didn't have glyph, my dudes aren't max AA. My shaman wasn't even max AA for TOV, and definitely not for COV. Currently he has 48,000 AAs. My SK yesterday did not have glyph, but I had banked enough that I bought glyph here, and I'm gonna pop that. I'm at 54,878 right now assigned AAs, but I am gonna pop glyph probably on the third guy, just to make that smoother. You can definitely do it without, because I did yesterday. So we'll see how this goes here. Let me check status, hit my status button. I should probably move these hotkeys for, let me do that. Move these hotkeys for video purposes. These are my like drive hotkeys. This is what you see in like my how I move my tunes around group. It's button size. Make these a little larger. Button size 120. Just for video purposes. Line this up here for you. All right. Button size 120. That up. Lock. Lock. Boom. All right. So this is my normal, like, command center or whatever. This is what I kind of move my dudes around with, seen it in some of my other videos. But I moved it there so we can still see my SEQ and my dudes. Hit my status button here. I'm going to see everybody is not paused and connected and in chase and all that jazz. And if we see on my SEQ, zoom in a little smidge there, you should see that everybody is chasing as expected. Bard's a little bit behind. Kiss Assist chase mode is a little bit different than how we do it with the chat with name class plugins. So the straggler you see is normally the Bard. I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna send in my pet. Get him. Oh no, I gotta talk to him first. Shit. Piece of shit mob. I'm gonna reset my camp here. Alright, insist, and he's gonna start fighting. And I'm gonna rotate a smidge. Should become active here. Did I click insist? There we go. So I talk about this occasionally, but not all the time. Something that's really important when you're the driver of your crew. Think of yourself as like the maestro, or the the team lead, the team captain, and your dudes are just doing what you tell them to do. Because when we're running automation stuff, they're only doing what they're told to do. Now, the code could be bad. It could be doing wrong from what was intended on doing, but it's going to be doing what we're telling it to do. So if the mob is out of position and my dudes are out of position, sometimes I just need to take a little side step and maybe rotate it a little bit to help my dudes out and think for them instead of making them do something. If I can facilitate that, it's usually a little easier to do that than the alternative. Let's watch this. Okay, we've got this decree for one more second, so I'm not going to worry about whatever. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to set my pet attack. Now, again, me saying I'm setting the pet attack, I'm just messing around with trying different things. I know this guy's going to do that rampage bullshit, so I want to kill him and maybe try and not get my shaman on rampage. And it's like wild rampage strike through or some shit. So it's basically like, fuck you, you're dying, like it. And my shaman doesn't like it. Okay, so he's at 63%. This is going pretty smooth for this guy. This guy normally is chomping big chomps by this point. And if I look at the damage, my shaman is getting rampage right now. So right now I'm just healing through the rampage. I haven't checked to see if everybody's getting rampage. I believe rampage is just the second person. I could be wrong on that. It's been quite a while since I raided, so some of the raidy type mechanics I'm a little shaky on. Stop rampaging. Stop it. You're being a jerk. Nobody likes you. Okay, so these are about to die. I'm gonna hit my burn on as soon as this guy dies. I'm gonna hit my burn on. And this I had in my other video, and it's in my hotkey resource. I'm just gonna click it a couple times just to make sure that it goes. Checking my ICQ that everybody's following me. I don't have any dots or anything ticking on me, so I'm mentally I think I'm safe to roll in. I'm not stepping in whatever that bullshit is. And so we're burning on now. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to reset camp and I'm going to throw a glyph. I'm just going to throw a glyph now. Now again, I talked about before about just, doing a visual and see where your dudes are, make sure none of them are in front. So I look pretty good. There's a pet out in front here. That's actually my pet, the ranger pet. So I'm going to just rotate just a smidge, maybe get him out of that frontal cone. I mean, it's the SK pet, but it's basically a free dot, free damage. And since I'm burning and trying to get everything I can, that's pretty important. Okay, so this guy died pretty quick. I'm gonna rip this guy over here. Manually hit my hates attraction. I don't use a lot of manual hotkeys here, but a couple things I do all the time. I have my encroaching darkness, your snare, as my #1 button. It's insta cast and it's what is it? Is it insta recast? It's like almost insta recast. So okay, I gotta turn this guy. It's almost insta recast, so it's a good thing to tag dudes with. Now I'm scanning left and right here. I'm trying to make sure we don't get a cube. If I get a cube, I'm gonna want to like back out of the way. My dudes don't get cube cleaned. I don't see anything on my ICQ, so maybe I'll just ignore it. Anyhow, I forgot what I was saying. I'm gonna rewatch the edit of this and be like, God damn it, you were getting to a point. Alright, so that's that. I still don't know if purple's good or bad, so we're just gonna roll through this shit. Like Fuck it. Now, tell me Jelinek doesn't look fucking awesome. Like, he looks fucking awesome. Whoever did this, you are awesome. I love this guy. Anyway, so we're gonna open this. Actually, let's turn auto loot off. Auto loot turn off. And then open. And what did I get? I got a bunch of bullshit. I mean, it's all unusable crap, unfortunately. Just fucking slap that around. Okay, well, I mean, that's the mission. So it is definitely doable very cleanly. You might get unlucky with rampages and whatnot. A lot of it really has to do with just making sure your dudes are not in front of the mob, saving your burns for that third and fourth guy, and then just kind of just making do. So I'm gonna chop this video up and post version 2.0, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hold on. There we go.